Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of How to Use Zubers, and in this one I'm going to be featuring my Zapdos because I see a Rain Dance team, again another Rain Dance team clashing with my Drought team, and as it always has, Zapdos is a very good choice in both Rain and Sun teams because it carries Heat Wave and it carries a mean electric type special attacking electric attack, like Thunder, Thunderbolt. But when people see Zapdos in the Sunny Day team, they automatically assume that it learns Heat Wave, and I'm like, nah. I bluff the Heat Wave on my Zapdos, making my opponent believe that I have Heat Wave, but I won't be using that kind of Zapdos set. Now, in this battle, I don't know if you caught a glimpse of the opponent's team. He's got a Kabutops, he's got a Kingdra, and if he sets up, things can get pretty bad for me anyway. So that's why I bring my Groudon out, and I also bring my Ambipom, because one of them is going to start the rain. Both of them might carry Rain Dance, so you don't know what to expect from who or what. So I'm like, should I go for the Rock Polish or should I go straight for the Earthquake? And I'm like, nah, do you know what? Don't hurt your Pokemon. I'm like, yeah, you see, last minute I'm like, I'm gonna hurt Ambipom for no reason, and I'm definitely gonna take him out with my own Earthquake. So I'm like, yeah, save it for later. Switch out. It's the best thing you can do because you might need Groudon just in case my opponent sets the rain up. The obvious threat here is Kingdra, because apparently Luminion looks like the Rain Dance starter, and Kingdra is going to be the sweeper of the opposing team. So I'm going to reserve my Groudon, and I'm going to switch into Zapdos, because even if he gets the rain up, even if he doesn't switch out, or even if he uses Rain Dance on both of his Pokemon, my Zapdos has an edge when it comes to rain teams as well. So Groudon is switched out, sorry, and I switch into my Zapdos, putting some pressure. So my opponent also switches out. Apparently he wanted to start his Rain Dance with his Kingdra, and he brings out a Toxicroak, thinking that I'm going to waste my Fake Out on the Luminion, but I wanted to get a hurt on that Kingdra because it is more threatening in the rain than anyone else that he has in his team so far, unless he has a Kabutops back there anyway. So the Sun also hurts the Toxicroak, which is okay, I guess. And Zapdos here has got a really not so unique, but it's more than unique than Thunder or Rain Dance or the Heat Wave variant. I don't know. You see, Heat Wave isn't that useful, especially when there's a Kingdra on the field. So I know that Ambipom is going to be able to outspeed the Kingdra, and I go for the Thunder Wave, get some paralysis on that Toxicroak because I do not want it to. It looks strong, it looks very potent, so I just want to get it out of the way. Cripple it. Critical hit on that last resort was not necessary because it would have gone down anyway, I'm pretty sure. It's got an adamant nature, and it is very it's boosted by its own Silk Scarf and its stab and its last resort. I mean, come on guys. So more dry skin damage from the Sun on Toxicroak, and I want to see who's coming out next. So I crippled the Toxicroak on terms of speed, and out came the Luminion, and I'm like, okay, he's definitely gonna go for the Rain Dance, so I have to cripple the Luminion as well, because if I ruin its speed now, it's gonna be for the best. And I'm like, you know what? You should switch your Ambipom out. You should save it for maybe later, because Ambipom is very powerful and very useful when it uses Fake Out. It is a very good offensive and supporting move, because if one of your guys flinches, then the spread damage is reduced by at least 50%. And even if it's a setup Pokemon or stalling Pokemon, it's always good to have your opponent flinch. Unless it's a ghost type, then that's a completely different story. Now, Zapdos is also a hard hitter, but he's also a supporter here because Thunder Wave is a definite supporting move. It is very useful for crippling rain dance teams and generally crippling fast sweepers, allowing someone slower but even stronger to gain the speed advantage and hit first before it goes down by the opponent. So out comes my Moltres, just to get some fresh air. And I cripple the Lumineon, unless it has a Lumberry, but I remember that it doesn't have Lumberry. So he goes for the Rain Dance, which is kind of useless for him now because I have a Zapdos out in the field. He gets paralyzed, so practically that was a waste of his turn. And I guess that pretty much seals the deal. Two of his Pokemon are paralyzed. He got his rain up. I've got Groudon in reserve, and I can switch the weather back to normal. You saw the P2 red dot over there disappeared, so I'm automatically assuming that he gave in. Yes, he did. So that was the match. I hope you enjoyed my Zapdos. Not kind of a strategy, but oh well, let's call it a strategy, guys. So I'll be seeing you guys in the next battle. Goodbye.